Guess I dropped the one from closing here. Always drop it.
Recording them. Take one, pass it.
When I gave you yesterday, you
Yeah, I
had
got it.
Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
JWC County Commissioners Court for today, September 3rd, 2025, 9 a.m. is now in session. Number 3, public testimony. Is there anybody in the public who'd like to address the court at this time?
JC Peterson. They picked up the course.
Oh, yes, yes. So this past Thursday, August 28th, we were in the legislative session. We had Commissioner Buckingham present Jim Wells County with our long-awaited mid-mod money. Mr. J.C. Perez and Mr. Ventura Garcia went to Corpus Christi to collect that big check, 7.3 million, somewhere around there. That mid-mod money is for infrastructure, for drainage, and for a couple of other, I think, water projects in Orange Grove. So this was a huge, huge deal. If y'all remember back in 2023, we took a trip to Washington D.C. because there was some inclinations that grant may have gone away. So we went and we fought for it, and we received the good news throughout the year of 2025. And we have already listed and named the 6 projects that are gonna be done by this 7.3 million. So we wanna send our appreciation to Commissioner Buckingham and the state of Texas for taking care of Jim Wells County. Anybody else like to address the court at this time? We'll go into budget hearings. Agenda item number 4, hold 2026 budget workshop session. In our last meeting, we went through the proposed budget and the amended proposed budget for 2026. We are here to hear our department heads and elected officials, hear their needs for their particular departments. We I had spoken about 3 issues that we wanted to address, and that is salary increases, jail overcrowding, and roads. These are the main 3 that we want to address during this budget hearing and during this budget sessions for 2026. On the amended budget, the amended proposed budget, I included the judicial salaries that are mandated for district court judges and local administrative district judges, Supreme Court judges, Court of Appeals judges, 15th Appellate District, Business Court judges, County Court at Law judges, Statutory Probate Court judges, and Constitutional County judges. This letter came from the Office of the Court Administration. I think I passed it out to everybody, right? Correct? Yeah. Yeah. And these came into effect, or coming into effect September 1. I've included them in the budget. I know there was some questions that might have been asked last Commissioner's Court. I try to answer them best I can. Is there any questions today about those statutory increases?
Judge, I was one that asked a question about the paperwork, and it states right here, and just want to mention and add to what the judge is saying, it's a state mandate, so it clears, we have to do it, so it is what it is, and we go forward with it, and it's been a while, like Mr. Guerra said, I think it was what, 12 years, 15 years? 12. The last time that the state recognized the judicial area for races. So here's all the facts, and we gotta go forward.
Any other questions? So we can move forward. Thank you, Commissioner. We'll move forward. So, Ms. Cindy, before we move forward, did you have anything to add?
No, Judge, I think what you went over already as far as the proposed budget. And then today is really just the workshops and the different needs of the departments. I'll give you all a summary towards the end of the day of all the requests. We'll go over different tax rates by the end of the week. I'll give you all that information so y'all have all the material to make decisions.
And just to add to that, this is the first one. The next one is on Friday the 5th, and those would be final decisions on each of the requests. And it's going to be, Miss Cindy's got, the auditor's got a tough job because she's going to have to intertwine each one of those tax rates that we have proposed or asked for, including the one we proposed in the proposed budget. And once we do that, then we can find out what the requests are, what our total tally is, and compare it to the increases in the tax rates as far as the revenues are concerned. As of right now, we approve a proposed budget with the current tax rate, which is 0.767. So taxes won't go up. At at the worst, it will stay the same. That has yet to be determined based on the request and our final tally. That being said, let me get settled here with my paperwork here. Would anybody else like to say anything before we get started here, Commissioner? If not, we'll go to the first scheduled time, 9 a.m. Constables, precincts 1 through 6. Yes, sir, we're ready.
Albert Martinez, Precinct 1, Constable, Jimos County. And Judge and Commissioners, I have no requests. Needs, there are always needs, but no requests at this time. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Albert.
Gerald Mendez, Jimos County Constable Precinct 5. Honorable members of the court, I sincerely appreciate your hard work, especially during this time of budget workshops. I'd like to, on behalf of the Jimos County Constables Coalition, present each of you with a challenge coin, if I may approach. This is from our Constables Coalition.
Thank you.
We greatly appreciate your hard work and dedication to what you do. Thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Constables Coalition, we thank you. Talking about budget, and Judge, you brought something up about jail overcrowding. No, there's no doubt, and I want to go on record as publicly supporting any initiative relevant to that. I deal with that on a daily basis. I know our sheriff, who's present here today, deals with that on a daily basis. So whatever we do, I know our census today, I think it's like 141. We have 80 beds. Listen to me. We have 80 beds. We have 141 offenders that are arrested. That means that if we have 80 beds, do the math. These people are at other county jails, and we're having to pay like $80 a day for these people. Not only that, we still probably have to keep, maybe another 10 beds open at the jail? 10 beds open at the jail for the arrestees that are going to come in today. So add 10 to that number, and that just augments the number that we're paying out. Jail overcrowding is a serious thing. We can no longer afford to play ostrich. Bury it in the sand and pretend it's not there.
Nobody's doing that.
I'm not, and please, sir, I'm not saying that you all are. Let me be clear. I'm not saying that you all are. I'm not even asserting that in any way, shape, or form. What I'm saying is I support whatever you all do relevant to that. And let me be clear on that, okay? I didn't mean to offend anyone. I'm just saying that I wholeheartedly support, and I know my fellow constables also support that because we deal with this. So whatever it is that you all do, and this is why, I'm going to ask Mr. Trevino, my budget I think is the same as last year. Is that correct, Mr. Trevino?
It's Garcia. But yes, it is the same.
I'm not asking for anything different. As Constable Albert Martinez said, do we have needs? Yes, we do. Could we use an increase in budget? Of course we could. But I know that you all have to deal with this. You know, there's an expense here. Is crime going to go away? No. Is it getting worse? I really don't like to think that it is. But we in law enforcement respond appropriately. We don't react, but we respond appropriately to these needs. And that's what we're doing. And that's what you all are having to do also. That's why I'm not asking for any increase in my budget in any way, shape, or form. You know, we make do with what we have and we move forward, just like what you all do every single day. That's why I commended you for your work during this time of budget hearings. I would like to say that the Texas legislature, Judge, you were talking about certain mandates and salaries. The Texas legislature has been very sensitive to this matter at a state level. And they've also provided that same sensitivity to, and what they're calling it, it's House Bill 3253. That's the House bill, and the Senate bill is 1471. That's a companion bill. The title of this is it's a House committee report relating to Rural Constable's Office Salary Assistance Grant Program. Relating to the Rural Constable's Office Salary Assistance Grant Program. The state is saying, and 2 years ago, they came out with a program to make the salaries for constables and sheriff's deputies more comparable because we were losing officers and things like that. And so what they did was they said, well, 45,000. We'll up the salary to 45,000. And I know the sheriff's deputies did partake of that. We had their pay was increased. Constables weren't. I'm one of those that I didn't get it. I didn't ask for it in the budget, and it passed. It was mandated, but I never did get it. There was 3 constables, I believe, that fell into that bracket that didn't receive that minimum 45,000 salary, and that was okay. We just kept going forward. No, sir. Well, and therein lies the quandary, you know.
I got Senate Bill 22
Yes, sir.
The sheriff got some, and y'all were entitled to it, but the paperwork had to be submitted.
And,
There were three of y'all that fell under the 45,000
yes, sir.
threshold.
And again, we come to these proceedings, I know I do, I think we all do, and we're very cognizant, we're frugal because we have to be. We make do with what we have, and we keep moving forward all the while and providing that excellent customer service that our citizens, our constituencies require of all of us as elected officials. So, and Mike, in reference to that, what I'd like to do is ask the county judge, again, now it's been gaining traction in the Texas legislature. Last year, again, it came up for consideration. And my understanding, I reached out to Chuy Hinojosa's office. They said, well, it died in committee. And what I'm talking about is there was another push to increase salaries for constables throughout the state of Texas. And it made it, and it gets to committee, and there it died for lack of action. This year, what we've just recently, very recently been informed is that this year it went and it passed through both houses. And it's sitting on the lieutenant governor's desk for final signature. I'm asking Judge if you would, sir, take that under advisement, and if you would look into that so that we can properly, as Mr. Guerra said, apply for that for the county. Now, these are all state monies. Going to cost the taxpayers nothing. Not going to cost our county any money. These are state monies that are being utilized to pay, and my understanding is 100% of any increase for constables. So what I respectfully request is that you would take that under advisement and consider that, sir, and look to see what it is that we have to do as a county to partake in those grant monies.
I'll follow up on those.
I sincerely thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Again, I thank you all for your time this morning, and God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Did I keep it? Another one? No, I gave it to Ray, back to you guys. Yeah.
Constable Long with Jim Wells County Precinct 3. Good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Morning.
I presented you a packet. In that packet is the House and the Senate bill that Gerald was talking about, a copy of it. And Mike, for Senate Bill 22, it was my understanding the county judge applies for that grant. Is that correct?
Well, I have final signature, but everybody else applied on their own, pretty much.
Okay, well, I mean, if we need to apply, we don't know that.
It's an ongoing funding, so you can apply this year for next year. I don't know what the deadline is, but I don't think it's passed yet.
30th day past the first fiscal day. January 31st will be the last day you can apply. You can apply now. But it was my understanding after I got the email from Senator Hinojosa that the county judge is applying for it. If that's not the case, I need to know.
No, well, all I did with each one of these was have my last signature. That's all that was part of me.
Who submits the application for the Senate Bill 22 at that time?
Cindy, well,
Yeah, it's under your umbrella.
we
The sheriff's,
go into our the system, and it goes into Jim Wells County.
I mean, do the constables need to do this, or is this done through the county? Because even on our line item from last year, we had a stipend for the Senate Bill 22. It never came to be.
Well, we can,
my understanding is the sheriff's department and the constables get submitted under judge's login. But all the information and the initiative
The
needs to
district
get.
attorney and the sheriff's department received it. We did not.
Yeah, so, but you would have, the constables would have to initiate, like Michael said, the information to judge. Judge just logs in but y'all need to provide all the information, like the sheriff's department did. That's my understanding for the constables.
Check into that so we can get this done.
Sure.
So what else, the other thing we need to check is if we apply for it in January, would it kick in January?
January
Or-
31st is the last day supposedly you can
Yeah.
apply.
So what,
You can apply now for
right,
January
but I
1.
don't know, since it, I guess the concern is on the, since they are officials and we're adopting this year's budget for 2026, we have to follow by statute in certain postings for elected officials if the salary's gonna.
And the salary, that was my question, because the salaries in the middle of the year for elected officials cannot increase, cannot change.
Right.
So even if we do apply for January, by January 31st, it won't go in effect until 2027. Okay.
But if you apply now, it can go in for January 2026, correct?
No, because we can't change. Okay, what we need to find out is if we pay for it between now and January, will we be reimbursed for that amount?
And you would, the application would have to be submitted and approved before we can even put it and post it on the budget for the, if their salary would change.
Right.
I don't know, time-wise, if there's time to apply.
Okay, let me do some little research, and we'll have an answer by Friday. on this.
Well, I mean, the reason I bring it up, because the constables always seem to be kind of pushed off and forgotten about, and everybody else is getting something, and I need to figure out what we need to do if something needs to be done different.
Understood.
I'll put a copy of the House bill and the Senate bill in there. After that, as far as the Texas Administrative Code, Title 37, Part 7, Section 211.16, this actually states, and this went into effect September 1st, 2025, a couple of days ago. And this administrative code, I didn't know this, I was furnished this by Texas Commission of Law Enforcement. I have to submit I guess a kind of an itemized list to them of what is and is not furnished. It says the county is to furnish 1 firearm per officer. County is to provide 1 less lethal weapon per officer. County is to provide an effective communications equipment. County is to provide 1 bullet-resistant vest per officer with panels. The county is to provide at least 1 uniform per officer. And the county is to provide liability insurance for the agency and any vehicle used for agency purposes. I put a copy of that administrative code in there also, that way if y'all want to look at it, it's highlighted on the ones that I think that Jim Wells County is deficient in.
Thank you.
My office also on the budget, I'm requesting again a full-time deputy for this department. The northern area in Jim Wells County is very deficient on getting officers to answer calls. I've been receiving calls directly from residents because they say they're waiting up to an hour or longer to get a deputy out there to answer a call. So they're calling me direct, and I tell them it's 911, please call dispatch, and then if you have time, call me when you're done. And majority of the time, I'm there before anybody else is. I think a deputy for this department like we had before would be very beneficial for Jim Wells County. Also, for the line item for travel, an increase of $1,400, this being due to the increase of all aspects of travel fuel, tires, preventive maintenance, et cetera. Everything's gone up, nothing's gone down. The line item for miscellaneous supplies to be increased to 1,200, being the same thing, the cost of everything, drug refill kits, ammunition for qualifications, pepper spray replacement, everything we have to use for our department. Also put in there, I've talked to the county judge, and I believe the county attorney was made copies of the ID for peace officers. We're still deficient, so if I need the IDs according to what we're supposed to have on section 6142122, card shall include the name, photograph,
Can the
name.
sheriff department help you with that?
Pardon?
Can the sheriff department help you with that, with the ID cards? I mean, that's,
Well, you told me that.
look, right there, thumbs up. You got it.
Code, fingerprints, 24-hour phone number, all that stuff? Yes. ID card for the county, has to have fingerprints, everything on it?
What I recommended last time.
We give you a peace officer, we can make you a peace officer.
This would be like a county ID.
I can
We
do a
have to
county
wear all-
ID, I can also do a, peace officer credentials.
Meet all that criteria as far as the fingerprints, 24-hour number, date of service, all that good stuff.
Okay, tell you what, why don't you take care of that with him after? So we
Will
can
do.
Move on.
I think that's all I got.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Good morning, Judge,
Good morning.
Commissioners.
Morning.
I'm good on everything, so, just working together with everybody. So,
You being new to the JP, is
Yes.
everything going okay?
yes, sir. Everything's going
Good, good.
Working with
Good to
everybody
hear
locally.
that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Sure.
Sir,
Thank you.
and we just have one missing, Mr. Frank Davila, but I hadn't heard from him.
We heard from him last night. He said he wouldn't be able to make it today.
Did you have no requests that you know of? All righty. Thank you, guys. We appreciate what you guys do, definitely, 100%. Tax assessor collector, Mary.
Here we go.
Good morning. I
Morning.
am Mary Lozano, the tax assessor and collector. I'm just asking for a little bit. I would like to have $100 for my gas and lubricant and oil, because as it is, it fluctuates, up and down. And I just want to make sure that I'll have enough. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank
Not a
you.
problem. Thank you, Ms. Mary. We appreciate
Thank you,
you
Mary.
too. District Attorney. Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor, Commissioners. Carlos Garcia for the District Attorney's Office. As far as the three areas of concern, I'm going to start with the first one, which was, I know, personnel, and as far as raises or any kind of increases, I will tell you that my office supports as much of an increase as we can get for the employees. Specifically, we have had, or my office has had, an issue trying to hire attorneys, prosecutors. I'm actually down 3 attorneys out of a grant that, I've been able to advertise for $105,000 salary. The problem is, and actually it's a $90,000 salary is what we have budgeted. And so I actually used some of that SB 22 money to increase it by about $15,000 on each of those positions to get to the 105. Problem is, all the other jurisdictions around us that were eligible for the Senate Bill 22 money did the same thing. So San Patricio County right now for an assistant DA is paying between $125,000 and $130,000 a year, plus they're giving them a car allowance. Uvalde, their BPU position is advertising for $125,000. Clayburgh just hired somebody and they paid $120,000. New Braunfels in the Seguin area between $114,000 and $120,000. And even Atascosa County in their county attorney's office, they're paying $120,000 for, a prosecutor in their jurisdiction. So we're having a lot of difficulties. So whatever the county can increase, it would help, because I will still end up using that Senate Bill 22 money, but it'll be to help raise, the bar even higher, because, right now, we're all having to do a lot of extra work. We've got a couple of other individuals that are out for medical reasons, so the ones that are left in the office, we're doing, double duty with those caseloads, plus we're helping with the, border prosecution ones because we can't hire there. The last time I was able to hire was thanks to, getting some clarification from this commissioner's court on the remote work. Problem is, then we started having much more court going on, and which is a good thing, because it was a good thing for our local situation. It was a bad thing trying to keep an attorney who said, well, if I'm going to have to travel that much to come into court, I just can't. And he went back to Hidalgo County DA's office. So we haven't been able to fill it. The last time I posted, because they drop off the post off of the TDCAA website every 30 days or so, and then you have to repost. The last time I posted was August 20th. We have not received even a phone call at the $105,000 rate. So that is one of the biggest issues that my office is dealing with. And it's not just my office. Everybody is, and especially in the rural jurisdictions, are upping their pay scales because they're having problems bringing attorneys into the prosecution side. So that's not even just statewide, that's actually a nationwide issue that they're dealing with. But that's one of the biggest issues that my office has been dealing with. So when it comes to any pay increases, I encourage this court, please consider that, not just for my office, but, across the board. But in my office, that's the specific issue that we're having. As far as the second issue, the jail overcrowding, up to now, the prosecutor's offices, the judge's offices, the sheriff's department, we've been working at trying to, and the probation department have been working at trying to address that through non-fiscal means, what we had available to us. I know the extra court that we've been having is to try to get some of these individuals into court sooner so that they can hopefully get resolved through, judicial means. Probation department has been working closely with the county attorney's office and our office to identify individuals that can be handled administratively. But even with all those efforts, it's still pretty much, we take, one step forward and it seems like we're taking two steps back, because there's just so many, we have more boots on the ground, we have more law enforcement visibility and people out in the community. So they're making more arrests, they're bringing more people in. And so I would say, that is an issue that we will try to address with what we can, but it's probably going to take some fiscal initiatives to also get a dent into there. As far as the last issue, I don't, deal with the roads, but I will say I appreciate, my dad's road, 480, nice and smooth. My commissioner is Mr. Gonzalez. I appreciate that. I know everybody is working on their roads and working on trying to improve their parts of the county. And I can say, at least, I got to see it because I traveled to my dad's road, at least every other day, if not every day. And it was done very efficiently, very quickly, and it's a lot better than it was before. And that's all I have.
I want to add something, Judge. We just came from that conference, legislative, and Judge, they mentioned that in Houston, Harris County, and everybody's going through the same thing, sheriff's going through the same thing, we're going through the same thing, that there was supposed to be like 255 years ago lawyers in the county, Harris County, and there was only like 150 right now.
Oh, it's
horrible.
terrible.
And Sheriff, you mentioned the same thing a while back, Renee, you've talked about the same thing, it's the pay, there's other counties that are paying better than us, and we're losing these people.
Yes.
And we go through this all the time. We ask ourselves, how can these people make a living with the monies they get paid?
Yes,
It is, and so it's hard to attract people to come into our community when we're not competitive in the pay scales.
Yes, no, it's very hard. Even Nueces County, they're down like a dozen attorneys. They're supposed to have about 40, 42 attorneys, and they're down a dozen they can't hire. And a lot of the other areas have the same, when I went to the last Border Prosecution Unit conference, I got some pushback because I used, at the beginning, we get to introduce ourselves, tell us where I'm from, 79 Jim Wells, Brooks County. This is what's going on in my county. I used my time to basically try to poach from other people, and I almost got one, but I couldn't get where they needed to be because they were out of Hidalgo County, and Hidalgo County, he was already getting longevity pay from the state, but Hidalgo County also has their own longevity pay that matches the state's. So he was maxed out with $5,000 from the state and $5,000 from the county. So that was an extra $10,000 he was getting. So he was making 143, 144, right in that range. There was no way I could even come close. When I went to another one, a brand new prosecutor, just fresh out of law school in Eagle Pass, and it was hard because my first assistant was with me, and when we were all talking, he got to introduce himself and tell him, where he was from, and he had just gotten out of law school and what he was paying, and he makes more than my first assistant, and he's fresh out of law school in Eagle Pass. So it is very difficult to get people in our jurisdiction. The only ones we get are generally people who want to come back to their hometown, but we haven't seen a whole lot of them coming back to their hometown in the last few years. So that being said, thank you for your
Thank
time.
you, Carlos.
Thank you, Carlos. Thank you for bringing up the meetings that we've had for the jail overcrowding. A lot of people don't know that. It's not going unseen. We've all met as a whole, and we've met with the judges, we met with the county attorney, we met with the probation department, we met with a lot of people to try to make a dent on giving them some relief, because that is a huge undertaking as far as taxpayer money. And we have to be cognizant of what needs to be done.
And that being said, it's not just an issue here in Jim Wells, it's all over the place. From here, I'm going to Brooks County because we're having a meeting over there to deal with the jail overcrowding. So it's an issue that's going on in our area, and, we can do a lot, and I think we've been working at different strategies that don't cost the county any money. But let's face it, I mean, when you've got 140 people and you only have 80 beds available, it's gonna cost money, and I know it's been costing money, and we need to figure out a way to reduce that as much as we can. I just, it's a huge issue, a huge undertaking that I know Commissioners Court, the rest of us, and the sheriff is having to deal with. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Okay, so I'm keeping a close eye on the time because we have our district judge and our county court at law judge. They're legislative training right now and legislative update. So I'm trying to time it to where we can put them right at 10 o'clock. So, County Auditor?
Judge, Commissioners, we have, we're gonna leave the budget the same, for the exception, depending on any type of cost of living raise, then I think the district judge, with his court order, his intent, I think, is just to mirror whatever the county does.
Thank you. District Clerk?
Forgot my list.
Carretón.
Good morning, Court. Again, thank you for all you do. I know when it comes to budget, it's a difficult task. Been there before. I only have one thing in mind, what you addressed already, and that was salaries. So anything that you can consider for the department would be greatly appreciated. And again, thank you for all you do. And thank you again.
Thank you, David.
Thank you too. And one good thing that we've done this year is our case management systems. We're transitioning, and that was a great thing. I know you've been a big player and a big part of that, and Mr. Guerra too, and J.C. Pettis also, and everybody, the judges, it's going to affect, and it's huge. It's going to allow us to move forward and move more efficient.
We're covered for this year and next year because of the ARPA money. I did give up some of my ARPA money to do that. So, but so 27 is covered, so don't worry about it in 28.
No, and that's why I brought it up, because I know you did give up some of your ARPA money for that, and that needs to be out there, needs to be known, because we appreciate it. It's gonna allow us to move our cases more efficiently and have whatever y'all need, a touch of a button, so we appreciate that. County Attorney?
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Michael Guerra, County Attorney. I don't have any requests or changes to the budget, the proposed budget that was submitted along with the addendum. I want to echo what everybody else has been bringing up, which is our biggest problem right now, which is the jail overcrowding. We, as you know, we don't budget very much in that line item. By mid-February, we had spent what was budgeted for the entire year. And there's a lot of factors on that. From the magistrates on the front end, the Damon Allen Act requires that they evaluate a risk assessment before setting the bonds. I'm not sure that everybody's doing that. There are some conditions that are placed on cases that are not appropriate for that case and result in a delay in people being able to post a bond and make financial arrangements for the conditions that are being imposed on them. That's one factor. We've been working very closely since January with the probation department to eliminate the practice of revoking pretrial bonds and not setting a immediate hearing, leaving people in there that are not bondable for weeks at a time. That was contributing to the problem. The same thing at the motion to revoke and the SMAG level, the state's motion to adjudicate guilt. A lot of times there were people in there that were just, I don't know if they were being forgotten, but so I'm hopeful that this new case management software will include a tickler system that would, when a person is picked up on a charge like that and they're held without bond, that immediately a court setting is set so that person can be brought before a judge and either adjudicated, and if they get sent off to jail or prison, then that happens, it gets them out of our system. Or if they're not at the point, if they're at a point where there's still hope and we can rehabilitate them and redirect them, then reinstate them to probation. But don't just leave them there. That's what's contributing to this. This wasn't a problem until recently. And, we've always had, 88 beds, 76 and 12, I believe, male and female. And that capacity was always able to handle. This has only become a problem, and it didn't just start in January. It started in when the new sheriff came in. This has been a problem since late in the last sheriff's term. And so it's something that we need to address, and there's a lot of different factors, like I said. But if we address all those factors, I think we can still get it under control. And we will continue to work hard on that. Okay?
It's excellent news, Mr. Guerra. Thank you, sir.
County Clerk?
I've got no request.
Good.
Thank you, David.
Sheriff?
I'm Joseph Guy Baker, Sheriff of Jim Willis County. Good morning to the judge, to the Commissioner's Court. So I know there's been a lot of talking about the overcrowding of the jail. It is an issue, an ongoing issue that we've had lots of discussions about. I would like to just, clarify that as sheriff, I have no control over that as far as I don't set PR bonds. I don't let people out of jail. I don't have that authority given to me by the Texas Constitution or by the state. I'm the keeper of the jail, so I manage the jail with whatever resources that I'm given. But there is an issue. Now, the one issue that I do have, I am making the request for 2 additional deputies, which I have talked about before, to address violent crime and also to help with transports. On average, my office does either 3 to 4 transports a day. As of right now, we're using deputies because my jail staff is down. By the end of today, it'll be probably less than half of the jail staff. So in the end, my budget line items may go over, but my total budget will be probably okay for this year. The problem is that, as other people have already echoed, is I can't keep jail staff because, one, there's the pay that they get and the job that they do. I have several, recently, I was full staff, but they're being hired by transport companies, private companies. They're being hired by the monkey farm. They're being hired by other people that just pay more money than what we can pay our jailers. And when I say I'm half staff, I'm not exaggerating. I am fixing to be below half staff at the jail. This is increasing, this puts a burden on not only the safety and welfare of the inmates, but it puts a burden on the officers as well. They're stressed out. They're working too much overtime, which is cutting into our budget. A lot of this is due because, just quite frankly, they're not making enough money. They can't make a living on what they're doing. They have to be certified. I can't just hire anyone. If they have a criminal record, if they have any kind of charges, I can't hire them. So I have the T-Code sets those guidelines as to who I can and can't hire. And so if you see on the first line for deputies, I'm asking for 2 more deputies. A lot of that will go into investigations, but a lot of this is going to help alleviate the transporting issues that I have. I transport not only for the MHMR, I transport for the juveniles, I transport for the jails, I transport for all the court dates. It's almost to the point, as one of the constables related, it's hard for us to get out into the county and respond to these calls. I don't have enough deputies. I think with the 2 more, I'm just asking for what I believe I need. I'm not asking for anything more. I could use a lot more. The second thing you'll see on there is it says salary for jails. I'm asking for 1 new position. I think that one of the issues at the jail is there's no progression either. So you go to work for the jail and you pretty much remain a jailer till you retire.
So that's 73,000?
Yes.
That incorporates,
So what this does, I'm also, I have a new jail administrator that I'm trying to hire. We had, my old one retired. This new jail administrator comes from Collins County. That's a 2,000 bed unit. What he did over there, besides running the jail, is he was the budget, he would look into the budget and cut costs. So I want to make that a captain position. I had to get him to take the job, and then create a lieutenant position so that we have a progression in the jail where people see that they can move forward. in their career and still have an ability, upward mobility. If we don't have upward mobility in any organization, you're going to have trouble retaining people. The amount of money that we spend training, because we have to send them to training, the amount of money that we spend having to do their psychological evaluations, having to do their physicals, all of this is required by TCOL. This will help alleviate this, and I think it will save us money. I think this addition will actually end up being more efficient and save us money in the long run, and even in the next year. It also creates one position for the jail to help with the transports.
What's the disparity? It's, how
So-
much is for the jailer and how much is for the administrator?
The administrator, I want to raise the salary to 65,000, which is a captain pay. And if you look at any of the other,
And how much is that?
65,000,
Oh, but how much are you raising them?
from 57 to 65.
Okay, 18, somewhere around there?
23,000. Now, I do believe that with this particular jail administrator's experience, he will save us more money than what that's going to cost us in helping run the jail more
So for the
efficiently.
jailer, it'd be 50?
50, yes, sir. Yes, sir. For the lieutenant position, it's 50, not the jailer. That will free up a jail position. It will free up a jailer to help us with our transports. Now, obviously, we're still going to have to pay some overtime to do these transports because we just have so many every day that it's and I can't control it. I mean, it's constitutionally mandated that I do these transports and these things. Yeah, I have to do them. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so on the salary schedules, I have a vacant jailer right here at 57. Is that still vacant?
So that was the old jail administrator that retired.
Retired.
That's the one we're adding the extra to for the new jail administrator.
So that one plus 20
Plus 20.
for the new jail administrator, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
And then I have also another 2 vacant jailers at 40 each here. Are they still vacant? Oh, actually, there's
No,
5 vacant jailers.
Well, we
Salary schedule.
actually, yes, when this was made, we have about, I think, 7. We have 7 vacant jail positions right now.
7 only in the jail? 7 of them?
7. So that this is what's killing us in overtime. And a lot of this is due to, as everybody else has said, it's hard for us to recruit and to maintain the jailers. I mean, they're happy doing the work. The issue is they're making more money everywhere else. In Beeville, there's a transport company that's taking a lot of our jailers. And of course, this happens in other places as well.
So how many vacancies do you have total at the sheriff department?
Total, we have the 7 in the jail. We have 8 counting the administrator.
Okay.
Correct.
Jailers and 1 ad?
Yes, 7 jailers and an administrator.
So what's the starting pay for the jailer right now?
40,000.
40? So it comes out to how much an hour?
It's like 23 something.
1923.
23? And that's way a lot more than Clayburg, they're at 20.
The issue, and we talk about Clayburg and we talk about these other counties, but they don't have as large a jail and they don't have as large a population as we do. Like Brooks County, they may be overcrowded, but they have a jail of, no, I don't know, it's like maybe 15 or 20. So we have a total capacity of 88 beds. But the jail standards suggest we have to keep some, basically, we don't want to go over 67 because every day people are coming in and we have to be able to take the violent offenders. And I'll tell you, we're not taking these Class C warrants. Some particular judges or JPs are upset at me, but we can't take those inmates because they cost us more money than they're going to get when they pay their fine. We don't arrest people for Class Cs. I'm not taking them for the PD. I don't arrest them myself. These are all, either drug offenses, felony offenses, The only Class Cs that I'll take will be your domestic or your disturbing the peace, because if I were not to take those and then they go and kill someone or their spouse, well, I don't want that to happen. So I take those on a case, I take those in. But other than that, I don't even take the Class Cs. Beyond that, constitutionally, I don't have a choice. I have to take everybody else. There is no choice in the Texas Constitution for me to say no when it goes above a Class C. So I'm doing the best that I can. And like I said, I don't have the authority to let people out of jail. And I don't have the authority to say no to everybody that's coming in.
And we understand that completely. It's just the unknown. And, even if we put $500,000 in that fund to cover the inmates, we won't know if that's even enough. So, those are things that we have to consider. We already going to our taxpayers, and the inclination of building a new jail, that'll make us go to our taxpayers again. So, all I know is that we all have to work together to address that. I know it's hard because we're also trying to clean up Jim Wells County. We're trying to make it better for everybody, a safer and safer community. But I don't want that. I'm not sure what the commissioners are thinking, but, we don't make the decision until Friday. But that factor, the jail overcrowding factor and the amount of money that it's gonna take, it's hard to swallow.
Now, Judge, don't misunderstand me. I'm not asking for a new jail today.
No, I know that, but.
Yeah,
but-
I do believe it is a court process issue. I believe it is. I believe we have to get the courts moving.
Sooner or later, it's gonna be on the table, and
Yeah.
it may be 20 years from now, it may be 5, it may be 2 years from now, who knows?
Right.
But there's gonna be a time where we're all gonna have to address the issue, whether we
We are.
address it alone with Jim Wells County, or we address it with our CDPDs in the county, and how we can do this with our city councils, and how can we help each other out, because this is really becoming a big issue for them.
And we discussed, I had, and I'm sorry not to cut.
Go ahead.
I do, in the future, I wasn't gonna bring it up in this budget, but I did reach out, and I do want to try to bring later on to the Commissioners Court an assessment to be done, so they can give us some hard numbers as to, and then for you guys to decide and to look at. So today, I'm not here. It is an issue, but I think that if we get the courts moving and we get everything rolling, I think we need to try that first and see where we're at. But I do think in the future, whether it be, like you said, a year, 2 years, 5 years from now, it is something we have to look at.
I don't know if I can ask this, it's not pertaining to this. The city doesn't pay for their prisoners to be here now? The people that-
They do some.
They do some?
Class Cs.
Class Cs. For Class Cs, they do pay.
Very limited, like that doesn't happen.
How much is the pay?
They pay $100 a day. The issue is that because of the overcrowding, I'm not taking the municipal court also issues like their fines. Now, every now and then, one of them will slip through a jailer and they won't pay attention, but if it's something that they can just write them a ticket for, and let's say that they haven't paid their fines, I've instructed the jail not to take those. I've told the chief of police we will not be accepting those. Even though they pay $100 a day, it still doesn't solve our overcrowding problem. We're then shipping them out and paying, $75, $76, $80 a day to house them somewhere else. We're not, that's not helping us. So I'm not taking those. They can take them to municipal court and they can have them pay their fines there, but we're not accepting them.
I still say that if they can't afford to pay their bond, send them to us and we'll put them to clean the roads.
Well, that has to be done through, that can be done, but the JP has to do that. And so as a part of their process, they have to have a hearing and determine whether they're indigent. If they determine that they're indigent, then they can give them community service and allow them to work for you. But I don't have the authority to do that. The
So you're allowed
JPs have
use
to do
the
that.
Probation department, I've used prisoners.
Yeah.
I think we need to take his request, Judge, and just, and then address the overcrowded
The,
Later.
amount.
the, your final request is $245,333?
Yes, sir. And like I said, I do believe, one, it's gonna help us in our overtime. I think this is gonna pay for itself. I think it's gonna lower our overtime and also, help us. I'm looking at cutting some, expenses, at the jail. There are, here recently, we've had we've had some, equipment issues. We have a dishwasher going out. We had 4 air conditioners go out. I have to fix those things for the safety, health and safety of the inmates. But when we get those things, I think it will still be within my budget. It's gonna be tight. I think that when it's all said and done, I may be over a line item here and there, but I think eventually, I think it will all work out with my total budget. But that is what I'm requesting, and I do think that it will actually pay for itself.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Sheriff. Appreciate it.
Should we, put a number on the overcrowded, Judge?
Yeah, we can do it, because you're gonna need that number, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely.
We need to put a number so, so we can project, say, 500,000-600,000, whatever it may be, so we can, make sense of the budget.
I wanna do 5?
$500,000? 500,000?
I think it's gonna be north of that this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's,
I think like maybe,
We can, what did you say, 7? I would think it's more 750.
yeah,
I think we need to meet, and we need to, I know you guys have been working diligently and very hard, but we gotta do something. I mean, something's gotta release, because, man, we use $700,000 on that right now. And that's not, I mean,
May I address concerning that question? So, again, I think as Mr. Guerra had mentioned, a lot of that depends if we can get this court system to where sometimes we're holding people 180 days waiting on court. We're holding people 6 months waiting on court. We're holding people a long time. If we can get the courts to move, that will relieve the jail. I'm just being honest. That's the biggest issue. One is, as he mentioned, the JPs. I'm not telling anybody how to do their job. I'm just saying if we can get the court to move faster. I know that they've been maybe backed up. They have issues with attorney. They have their own issues, but the biggest issue, I think, is moving these people through the court system faster. But that's my opinion.
okay. So we said 5. We think we need to go a little bit further north of that. 6. Let's go with 600 right now.
whatever amount we put in there, Judge, whatever amount we put in there, I just like to say that if we do not use it, it cannot be transferred to another line item. That we had that problem before. So if we use it all, so be it. If we need more, so be it. But it cannot be transferred to another line item.
Good point. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Robert? Sure. Is Judge Mike Garcia and Judge Rumi Solis, are they logged in? They aren't on right now?
I'm texting them, they're not out of.
Okay, tell them we're gonna take a 5-minute recess. Okay, at this point, it is 10:04, we're gonna take a 5-minute recess, and we'll continue with the judges. I'll return. It is 10:04.
How are you?
Okay. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, Jim Wells County Commissioners Court is going to reconvene at 10:13 a.m. We're going to continue with our budget workshop. The next one on the list is the County Court at Law. Judge Solis, can you hear me?
Yes, John.
You have the floor, sir.
You unmute him?
It's a new message.
Huh?
You sent him a message?
Yeah, it's a new message.
You sent him the message to unmute.
Okay. Can you unmute yourself, Judge? He's trying. Are you good, Robert, with the unmuting?
You should be able to mute, but
He's still muted.
Says he can hear.
They're both red on our side of the.
Our side is red and their side is red.
yeah, I know. I've been touched, like, telling him unmute.
He's on red. He's muted.
On his end.
Judge, are you unmuted? I can't hear you.
Right.
He needs to press the microphone icon.
Microphone icon. Can you?
Somebody want to call him? You just sent him a text.
They froze.
Can we call him and put him on speaker?
Froze.
Froze. Okay, he's there. There we go.
I've had that problem, you guys sometimes.
Logging back on.
Good morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I apologize for the technical difficulties. I'll say I thought I really don't know how to work my phone, but it was I was able to get the microphone access. How y'all doing today?
Good,
Okay, we're doing good, doing good.
Thank you. I appreciate you all letting me appear. Judge Garcia and I are in a conference in Austin, so I appreciate you all letting us appear by Zoom this morning so we can speak to you all regarding the budgets for our office. I don't have much to discuss regarding my budget. I've looked it over and I basically would I'm good with what's just adopting, I guess, the same budget that pretty much what we had last year. I do have a few things though that I'd like to discuss this morning. First and foremost, I'd like to, I guess, join in the support for increasing the across the board salary increases for the county employees. I definitely want to make that clear that I'm in support of that. The only changes that I'd like to make to my budget, if I may, first and foremost, the court will see that there's we do have a bailiff right now who is a part-time bailiff, Mr. Ramos. He works part-time, he only gets paid for the hours that he's there. So it appears that what I would like to do, it looks like we're going to have a good amount of money left over in the budget and the bailiff line item. Looking at, I've been in the office for about a year already, and it looks like we could certainly use a little bit more help. Even though my ladies are doing a great job, we can certainly use some help. So I would like to ask if we could transfer some money from the line item from bailiff into a line item for part-time secretary. I've discussed this with with our auditor, and she's helped me out in coming up with the amount of money that we could transfer into a salary for a part-time employee, which would be about 23,000 and some and change. And we're looking at possibly for a part-timer at 3 days a week, 24 hours a week, that would probably be anywhere from $12 to $13 an hour. And that would begin on January 1 of 2026. So that is one request I'd be making at this time, and I ask you guys to please consider that. The other request I would make, and I understand the county is looking at giving across the board salary increases to all the employees, but in addition to the salary increase, I'd like to increase the salary And if I can, I guess maybe perhaps change the title to one of my employees. Currently, I have two court managers, two employees. They're both titled court managers. But I do have one employee who I would like to, I guess, designate, and she is designated and she is being seen by the office as our court manager. She is I don't know if you want to consider her a coordinator, an administrator. She is the manager. She has Miss Barbara Ramirez. She is the person that I have designated as the person in charge of that office. Ms. Vanessa Perez works with our office as well. She's also considered a court manager. Both ladies are doing an excellent job. I got to give them credit for all of the success and all good things going on with my office. But at this time, I would like to ask if we could please, because I don't know if we necessarily have to change the title to allow me to give us an additional increase to Ms. Ramirez in her pay. But I would like to designate her as the court manager, court administrator. She does hold more responsibility than Ms. Perez. So I would like to increase, in addition to the salary increases going across the board, I would like to increase her salary by $3,000. I am not asking for the Commissioner's Court to give me any additional money. I do have a line item for bailiff, for court appointed attorney's fees other. And there is some money in there. There's about $6,000 in there that has been unused in this last year. I'd like to take $3,000 from that and add that to the line item for the salary for Ms. Ramirez as my court administrator, court coordinator, if you will. I'm not too sure what exactly title we should give her. Maybe we can keep her as court manager and maybe just designate Ms. Perez as deputy court manager. And other than that, the only other request I would make is it appears, if y'all will hear, Judge Garcia and I have discussed, looking at, cost of living increase across the board for everybody. We would like to increase the attorney pay schedule. We've discussed that. We looked it over and we're looking at, we'd like to see about increasing the pay rate on all levels from first degree down to state jail, CPS, attorney general cases. We'd like to increase everything by $125 an hour. So given that, right now we're within our budget to stay within our budget if we were to continue at that rate, but we would like to increase that rate. So if we were to increase that rate we would need to request probably an additional $25,000. I would like to request an additional $25,000 for my court appointed attorneys budget. And those are all the requests I have. I respectfully request that you all seriously consider that and approve my request. Certainly, if you all have any questions, please ask them at this time.
Okay. You got all that down, Cindy?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I think I got it down too, I think. To make sense of it.
I couldn't make sense of it.
I can certainly repeat myself again, but
I think we got it.
We got it. Cindy got it.
all right.
That's important.
All right. Thank you all very much. I appreciate you all giving me the time to speak with you all and come before you all to make these requests. I appreciate anything you all can do for my office. And I'll pass it on to Judge Garcia.
Good morning. Thank you all for having us via Zoom out of order. I told Judge Solis, as long as Cindy hears it, it doesn't really matter who else needs to hear it. Judge Trevino, Commissioner Gonzalez, Chapa, Garcia, and Aguilar, thank you for having me here today. Thank you for the work y'all have done so far to the proposed budget. And also a big thank you to my auditor, Cindy Garcia, for all the hard work y'all have done to get to this point. I do join Judge Solis in supporting an across the board pay raise to elected officials and all the county employees. One request I have is just as Judge Solis made every odd number year, September 1st, we have looked, going back for at least the last 10 years, we have looked at the court appointed fee schedule, and we have given a cost of living adjustment. And this time, effective Monday of this year, we have already approved a fee schedule increase, which will result in a increase in court appointed fees. So I would be asking that my criminal line item be increased by the amount of $25,000. And also, in visiting with our auditor, Mrs. Garcia, we had we will move some money from our interpreter line item to the bailiff. I do have a full-time bailiff and 2 part-time bailiffs for our especially heavy criminal dockets. So Mrs. Garcia has already made not made the changes, but she's already aware of the amounts that we would need to transfer over from one line item to the other to make that happen. And if y'all have any questions, I will be happy to answer any questions y'all may have. Or if you need me to repeat anything, I'll be happy to do that as well.
Cindy, you got all that?
Yes.
Anybody have any questions for the judge? Judge, have a good conference.
We've already learned a lot, so I appreciate y'all and thank y'all. Have a good day. If y'all need anything else, just text us and we can log back on.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You take a leak or anything?
No.
1 through 6. Whoever's ready. We're good.
Good morning, Commissioners. Judge Zoe Cayena, Precinct 6, JP Precinct 6. Just want to come by this morning and thank you all your hard work. I looked at my budget and I'm comfortable with it. I don't want to make any changes. I think we're pretty much set for this coming year. And I appreciate you all working with us. Anytime I have a concern, I know I call Pete or I'll talk to some of you guys and you always answer my questions. So I appreciate that. Again, like I said, I'm good with the budget, no change, and we'll just move forward. Hopefully have another good year.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you.
Matthew Schmidt, JP3. Good morning, County Judge, Commissioners, County officials. Good to see everyone this morning. Just a couple things on our budget. I'd like to transfer $400 from my office supplies line item to my travel because, I mean, it used to be up over 3,000 back in the day, but when Judge Canali was in office, she did everything via Zoom, so she didn't travel anymore. So she kind of took that away and then added it somewhere else. But I really need that being kind of one of the farthest from Alice. I like to switch that. So that would put me at 3,000 for my travel and then drop me down to 300 for office supplies. And then other than that, I'm not for sure about the raises across the board, but I'm requesting a 5% raise for my one and only clerk, Miss Mary Lou Soto Jackson. She's going on year 19. She's almost hitting that 20-year mark. She does an outstanding job. Since I took office back in 23, we've gone from, I think before I took over, we were less than 10,000 monthly revenue. I think Mr. Mark can vouch for me on that one. My first year, we went from less than 10,000 up to $27,412.40. That was 2023. Back in 2024, we went up to $105,157.75. And then this year, up to July, we're already at $123,240.20. So
That's for what?
that's monthly revenue since we took over in 2023. So our numbers have gone up
To what do you
substantially.
attribute that to?
I'm sorry?
What do you attribute that to? What
Citations, debt claims, small claims, evictions, it kind of goes across the board. So she does everything herself. I help out as much as I can. But like I said, she's well-deserved of what, if y'all could honor that 5%. Other than that, I'm not requesting anything else.
So there's a lot more tickets being going out there in the Sunday area?
Yes, sir. Mhm.
Thank you.
Is that, or, because we've gotten some complaints that some of the citations that are occurring in different parts of the county, and I know Mr. Gonzalez had brought this up, are being filed in your court or something?
I'm not sure, sir. I mean, we
Yeah,
just, we
actually
take
had
what we
a-
can get.
We actually had a sheriff's deputy put a ticket in Fremont and it ended up over there. Then we had another one in Ben Bolt and it ended up over there.
Mhm.
We've had numerous people ask me, why do my tickets go over there? I said, I don't know. And I brought it over to Mr. Guerra. And I even brought it over with the EPS, and I told him, hey, what's going on? Why are you guys sending tickets all over the place? You should be in the area. He goes, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, I got a call from a lady from the valley, and she got a ticket in Bembo. And she asked me, where is Sandia? And I said, for what? Well, I have to go over there for my ticket. I said, well, oh, you got stopped in Bembo. And she said, yeah, but they told me I have to go over there. So I don't know. I have a concern with it because if that's what's going on, there's really not an increase in your budget. It's just going from one budget to the next budget. And that doesn't help the total number at the end, you know?
And it doesn't really matter, it's just the inconvenience to the person. You know, the monies, we're gonna get the monies.
Correct.
It's just the inconvenience, like somebody get a ticket in Bembo, they have to go 30 miles to Sandia, it's really.
They don't have to show up.
That's the problem.
Yes, sir. And most of them call. They'll call and we can
Right.
take care of everything over the phone.
Right.
And if they request a change of venue, of course, we honor it.
I know they can
so-
request it, you know, but they shouldn't, you know.
Right.
Shouldn't have.
I just wanna know, how did that get started?
I'm not sure, sir. I support the law enforcement 100%. I'm always there for them if they ever need anything. I'm not out there, hey, say, can you send me all your tickets? No, that's not happening. Whatever they send me, we process, and we have to have hearings for disputed tickets, we'll do that as well. But of course, if anyone ever requests a change of venue, of course, no, there's no questions asked. We honor it.
You have to do that. If you get a ticket in Alice, you should go to Judge Leon. If that is involved, so now you're coming and saying, you know, we've increased revenue. It's not really an increase in revenue to the county, it's a redistribution because the additional fines that you're collecting on cases that are being filed in your court that shouldn't be filed there are coming out of Judge Cadena, are coming out of Judge Johnson, are coming out of Judge Leon. And I understand you support law enforcement, but your duty as a magistrate is to be what? Fair and impartial.
Correct.
So, I just, we started noticing it because we're getting complaints from people. Why do I have to go to Sandia? And I don't know how that started.
I'm not sure, sir, either. I mean, I don't tell them where to send their tickets. I just take whatever's sent to us and we process it and we run it through the system.
Well, apparently somebody's telling them because there's a lot of it. When it was there in Fremont, I couldn't understand. The lady came to me and goes, I was right there in the city limits and they sent it over there. And there was another one in Bembold and it goes on and on. Even in Fremont, they're taking it to the city, from the city, they're doing outside the sheriff's department and taking them to the city. Why? Why are they skipping the JP? And there are too many of them going over there. And if we do the math and look at where they were given, I guarantee you, it's gonna be a lot of tickets that are over here sent over there. There's something going on, so we just wanna be fair and impartial to the people. We shouldn't have, like Mr. Garcia says, have to drive that far to take care of it. A lot of people don't know that all they have to do is make a call and say, transfer it back over to Mr. Cadena or to Mr. De Leon. But, just wanted to bring that to light, that it doesn't look right at all. Just.
So anyway, appreciate you and thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
JP De Leon, he did mention to me he had to go back to court, but he did have no requests, and he would come back
Who's that, man?
later. Richard De Leon?
Yes, he said that.
He had one request?
No.
No requests.
No request, okay. So, and we have Judge McKenzie. Nothing? Okay. And Judge Johnson. I haven't heard from Judge Johnson. Has anybody?
She had told me that it was just, she agreed with the 5%, that was enough.
County Treasurer?
I have reviewed the proposed budget and I have no requests.
Thank you, sir.
Judges' budgets. Let me see. Start. Veterans, we have no additional requests. The county judge's budget, no additional requests. Emergency management, no additional requests. And for the non-departmental, we have no changes. I'm just double checking.
On the child safety payments, Judge, we were needing to increase it. We had, this year's total was 32,000, and we usually have $30,000 budgeted in that.
30, we have 30,000?
Yeah, it's budgeted 30,000. This year, we had a total of 32,000 that we had to pay out.
Okay, Cindy, go ahead and put that one down. Child safety. Other than that one, there's nothing else on non-departmental. County court, no recommendations, no elections. Spoke to him yesterday, I think we're good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right there.
Is he there?
He had some
Okay.
new line items then.
Oh, yes, line item transfers.
Yeah, good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. Yeah, we're not requesting any additional funding, but we did want to amend our line items. We've gotten some new vendors and products, and just in an effort to be more specific with our purchase orders. But the auditor's office has been working with our office to get that done.
Just for transparency purposes, Ms. Cindy, so that there's not gonna be a change in his bottom line, just new line items, correct?
Right, so I'll be, to where it's more, what he was paying us was kind of just all bundled into like a miscellaneous, and it's more of technology type of products that he's purchasing. So we'll just do a shift, it's no change, so I will show that though, whenever y'all get the request, so it'll just show from where line item is moving to another, but it'll be no change.
Okay.
As far as
I guess in January or February, we can add the new line items and do the
Well,
budget transfers?
they're already there, it's
They're already
just the
there?
monies was in the wrong
Okay.
line item, yeah. I'll show where it got decreased and increased.
Okay, not a problem.
Thank you.
Nothing else? Okay, he's good. Thank you.
And this deal here, it says electrons.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't me.
Well, that wasn't me. Not my switch.
Okay, IT, Mr. Robert?
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. I bring to you some of our budget requests, and I wanted to go over them one by one. Is that okay with you guys? Well, I just want to bring it up to you. In order to move forward with utilizing the cybersecurity service and Microsoft software plan, it was recommended by the cybersecurity company Core Recon. Core Recon was the server to help us do assessment countywide to make sure we don't have a vulnerability and what we need to improve our cybersecurity protection for the countywide. What I wanted to break up is I want to break down some of the list of the budget item, line item, and each one has the cost, the total cost. The reason I brought it up because I know for the last 11 years as IT administrator for Jim Wells County, we have like 5 or 6 new county facilities added. So that's like more support for me to travel to IT services. So reason why I requested travel reimbursement fuel for, it was 1,000, I brought up to 2,000 because I wanted to include the fuel spent. Yeah. Office supply could remain the same. Miscellaneous supply remains the same. The conference training remains the same. The repair equipment, I know it was necessary for 5,000, but I doubled it 10,000, like I said, because I want to support new facility in the courthouse and also the sheriff importantly. And the next one was the maintenance software hardware. As you look at it, I did break it down to various services like the county website hosting service. I increased to 8,200 because I wanted to include the website service for the sheriff and the courthouse. And additionally, I included the Granite Peak agenda management because I wanted to make sure that we continue to provide service for the clerk and the county judge for the minutes agenda and maintain all that. And then the next one was the cybersecurity service. The reason I add the service to it because we want to make sure we are up through cybersecurity. We want to make sure that we have a company that monitors 24/7 and respond to incidents. Like it's really important that something happens and we want somebody to respond back. Say, hey, you have a breach, we got to take care for you. So that's why I wanted to add Core Recon and the cybersecurity service. And they did a really good job with assessment and it gave us a finding. I will have Core Recon to come in after probably the next meeting or maybe the regular meeting to give you a presentation about what they're finding on the assessment. I'm going to work on that. It's really important. I wanted to bring it up to you. And the next thing is the software support for Microsoft because I know everybody use email service and word process, other great tools. And I want to have everybody, including all the sheriffs, the justice, everybody, to have the same service, and they need it so they could be able to work, communicate with each other better. And I included the firewall, and you look at the somewhere Android subscription. I have broken down what software I use to help you guys. You need, like for instance, like the jail use IBM video streaming. You know, it's really important because when the justice come to the jail, they can be able to stream online. I wanted to continue to support that. Then we have a Zoom meeting license to help us keep it with the live streaming for the community court. And I had also included other support to help you. You come down to the bottom, you see the 503,486 maintenance software, hardware altogether. You come out total, and you look at that bottom. Yeah. And you know the big increase on that. And because this is the critical, but we need to continue to support the county and the county employee. Okay. Lastly, I want to bring up is the equipment. Equipment is like computer, workstation, server, security camera, and other things. I wanted to really possibly need to upgrade the server, and not only the server, but for a security system. Yeah, I was based on recommendation by Core Recon and myself. I decided to include that in there.
Okay, on page 2, you have $193,459.70, and then you have another one for 65,000. Is that the total?
Yeah, that's a total of altogether I broke down. I gave you the breakdown.
So altogether, you need 193,459.70 plus 65,000.
Yeah, that includes the cybersecurity, the software, the web hosting, all that. That's why I wanted to show you a breakdown. It will help you understand why the total.
Okay. And there's still, I mean, we have to apply for it and get it, but there's a possibility that we could have some of that core recon implementation of their recommendations paid through a grant, but we got to see when that grant becomes available. We will need a match money with probably 30%. So it probably behooves us to make that money available. You're aware of all the changes, Cindy?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
And here I thought you were gonna say nothing, Robert. So did I. All righty, Robert, come on, Robert. You're good, you're good. We need it. It's, there's a, different world down there on the cyber security, and we need to be safe. Okay, courthouse and buildings. I had three things in courthouse and buildings. The first one was salary, for janitors. We increased it by 50,000, but one of those increases was we moved some money from 911 that was left over, correct, Cindy?
Yes.
Um,
And the fringe to it.
And the reason why we're asking for this is throughout the year, there's some part-timers needed. This last year, we used two part-timers for the burning of the brush when we had the weather emergency. Throughout the year, if we are missing a full-time employee, we have to make it up with a part-time. Sometimes it's not that easy to fill those positions, so we go months without doing so. So now that we have the bank building also, we need to be able to clean that and to provide the maintenance to it. Now, the other caveat to that is that, and I'm probably gonna bring it to Commissioners Court on the 12th, or if not, the last meeting in September. But when we purchased the building, we had a full-time custodian over there. So in order to make it a smooth transition, we filled a full-time position that we had here at the courthouse with him. So what I want to do is, with the revenue that we're getting from the bank building leases, I want to create a full-time paid by the bank revenues and reopen that full-time position that we had in the courthouse. So in other words, on the 12th or at the last meeting of September, I'm going to request that we add a position, but the position is getting paid for already. That way we can hire that full-time position here at the courthouse and possibly will allow us to release Ruben or one of the full-timers to go off campus, for lack of a better word. I know that Commissioner Gonzalez, needed him over there in Fremont. I know we need him in Orange Grove, and we need help. The maintenance is something that's very much needed, so we need help. That being said,
So
the
technically,
salary-
what you're saying, excuse me, Judge, you're just gonna, the guy that was open here, you're gonna put that guy in this salary, and then the rental is gonna pay for the other guy over there.
Yeah, it's a wash.
Yeah.
It's a wash. I don't like to come to Commissioners Court requesting something like that without it paying for itself. And in this case, I'm able to do that, so hopefully we can bring that to court here pretty quick. Salary, janitors overtime, $30,000. Okay, so if we're able to get this full-time position, like I want to, or requesting that we do, it's going to free up some of that part-time. But right now, we don't have a part-time line item. So whoever does the part-time, it goes into their salary. And that's not, it behooves us to delineate between the two, because it doesn't give a good picture of what the custodial or whoever's doing the overtime, what their actual pay is. And I think if we do it like this, and we make the change on the full-timers, it's going to allow us to delineate, and it's gonna allow us to use less money. So, that being said, those are the two major ones. I know we said something about equipment, Cindy. We went from 46,000, we added $3,800 to it. I don't remember exactly what the use of that was for. Do you remember? I know I have it here listed to increase it by $3,700. And I think maybe
The
because.
equipment,
What?
the equipment, courthouse and building says 50,000.
Okay, so,
Am I looking at the right one?
yes, but I wanted to make sure that we explained to the court why I put in the proposed, right?
Yeah, we went from 24 to 46, now we're going to 50, you're adding 4,000,
Yeah.
3,000 something.
And I think it's just equipment that is needed for not only the courthouse, but all the county buildings. And I know Ruben, we're at a level that was over for this year, so we added $3,700. So,
So in the proposed budget, there's 50.
yeah, we put it in the proposed. Yeah.
So, but you're not requesting.
No, and I'm not requesting more. I just wanted to make sure that we know what we're, being transparent, in other words. So, as far as that's concerned, for the courthouse and buildings,
I'm sorry, Judge, excuse me. So what equipment does this cover?
whatever, Ruben needs, Ruben and the maintenance department needs, to, around the courthouse and around all the other buildings that we have. The, that is it for the county courthouse and buildings. The other one is airport, no request. Emergency medical service, no request. 911, no request. Safety, no request. Vector, no request. Human services, no request. Community center, no request. City and county library, no request. Park and rec, no request. Dues and associations, no request. Fairgrounds, no request. And economic development, no changes. That takes care of all of my budgets. We have, it is 10:52. We have an 11:15, 11:25, 11:35, so we can take a break, or we could try calling.
Take a break.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a recess for a break. And we'll see if we can hunt down the ones that are next. That way we can get this over and done with.
And they'll get upset.
We're ready, Judge.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Jim Wells County Commissioners Court, September 3rd, 2025, reconvening at 11:11. There you go. Good number. I'm going to go back just to one thing. Non-departmental contingent liabilities. I want to raise that to by 15,000. We have met with Real 2 weeks ago, and they're going to start. They've already started. They do the food banks around the county, and like we do the Meals on Wheels, we want to help them fund the food bank, and what they're going to use that money for. We'd have to bring it to Commissioners Court to do an MOU with them. What they'll use that money for is to hire a part-time or a full-time, whichever the one they want. But we'll supplement that with 15,000. The original request from Real was for us to hire somebody, but once it came down to it, and the fact that they traveled to Corpus to get most of this food, that it'd be cumbersome for us to hire. It'd be better off for us to supplement and allow that to happen. So that request is 15,000, non-departmental contingent liability.
Judge, if I could add a little bit more to that. It's called a food pantry, and we have one in Fremont, we have through Real, and we have one in Benbolt, and we have one in San Diego. You were working on one in Orange Grove, weren't you?
Oh, they have one.
Okay, so this will cover the whole county. So it's going to be a lot of help, and they serve a lot of good food, and it's an excellent thing that they're doing for us, so.
All righty, moving forward, I think I see Jimmy Schmidt, or James Schmidt, he's on Zoom.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, you have the floor, Mr. Schmidt.
Okay, I apologize, number one, for not coming in person, but we're a little shorthanded, so I stayed here in the office. The only thing I would ask is an increase, if possible, on motor vehicles. We're trying to get another one. We want to get rid of one of them at auction, and I would like to ask for $10,000 for that. Other than that, we're doing very well this year. Our residential and our detention, we've spent about 15 to 20%. So I think we're okay there. So if we could do something about trying to get another vehicle, that's basically all we need.
How much was the request, Jimmy? I didn't hear.
10,000?
10,000.
10,000?
We got 30 last year, but I've checked and you can't find anything for that price. And we have one that I'm having a juvenile board meeting a week after next, and we're gonna try to sell the old Expedition at auction. And that's it.
All righty, thank you, sir.
No, thank y'all.
I'm gonna go to the county agent. I don't think
He's there.
the county agent.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Mr. Valerio's not there, right? So I'll wait to see. if he
Good
comes.
morning, Judge, Commissioners. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Thank you. Just wanted to come on here and say thank you all for your continued support of our programs. County Fair's right around the corner, and we're accepting entries right now as we speak. So that's going to be upon us pretty quickly. I've reviewed our proposed budget, and we have no requests at this time from our department. We thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Mr. Valerio, I know his time is not until 10 minutes from now. You know what? We'll go to the commissioners, 1 through 4, and we'll come back to Mr. Valerio. He's already told me he wasn't gonna have too many changes at all, but he wanted to come and notify the court for himself. Commissioners?
Well, I'll get started. I spoke to Cindy last week, and I wanted to increase my salary for part-time people due to the fact that we do hire extra help during the summer, or some for extra work that we do. The days are longer and they're hotter, so we work on roads more. So I wanted to add $30,000 to the 30 or 35 to the
We had discussed 30.
30. Okay, I couldn't 30,000 to the salaries for part-time.
That's on laborers?
Yes, laborers. I'm sorry. Other than that, we just moved around some money on line items, I believe.
Right, with no change.
Right, no change.
More that met with his, align with his expenses.
I'm okay with mine.
Yeah. I don't have any changes except I made a change in my secretarial, so I'd like to move 10,000 from secretarial to salary on foremen. And on laborers, right now, I'm good with that, maybe next year. But yeah, we do have a lot of part-timers. So I think I'm good on that one. Nothing else.
I'm sorry, Renee, you said 10 from the secretary line item to the foreman?
To the foremans, yes.
And that's it?
That's it so far, that I can think of. Everything else looks good.
I don't have any changes on mine.
Let me double check. I know I got a text from Mr. Valerio yesterday.
One more thing I'd like to add on that, Commissioners, Judges. In 2024, it was budgeted for labor, $333,000, and the last year's budget went down to $287,000. I wasn't present, previous commissioner lowered down that amount, so it's not gonna put us at that amount, but that's okay. I mean, whatever we can kind of recoup, that'll help us for the additional duties that we must perform. That's all.
That's all? No other changes?
These are all line item transfers, no, Cindy?
Well, yeah, there too would be additional, like he's asking for.
Yeah, everything we do is
Oh, yes.
line
Within our
item
budget.
transfers, okay.
Anything else? Okay, yes, I reread the text from Mr. Valerio. Everything's good. I let him know that I'll notify the court that he has no increases or no requests.
Awesome.
We covered everybody, right? I don't want to miss anybody.
maybe under your line items, Judge, grant writer, or
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, but almost,
under your department?
human services, Orange Grove Centers, libraries, parking, well, you said parking.
I think we're good with the, grant writer, grant administrator.
Indigent?
Indigent, everything's good. Veterans is good, emergency management was good. Non-departmental, we have that one, couple of changes. County court's good, elections is good. Information technology, Robert took care of that one. County courthouse and buildings, we took care of that one. Airport is good. EMS is good, 911's good, safety, vector, services. Everything is good. Anybody like to say
Cindy,
anything?
yeah, Cindy, you need to enter like the 5% increase.
I'm sorry?
The 5% increase, enter it to see how we're gonna look.
Okay, I can, Judge has, summary sheets
I gave you
that
all the, I gave you all the summary sheets.
yeah, so it has it by general fund, road and bridge, on each one,
Yeah.
the different columns.
But it's not including the changes, the request, right?
No, that was separate. That's just the salary.
Looks nice.
So we're requesting that you start, you can do with both, right? With the 3% and 2% and 5%? For Friday? I'm looking for my, I gave everybody theirs and then I can't find
So do you
mine.
have a total of the total request right now?
No, not yet. I still need to enter a couple of items. But
So
I'll
it's
send
not
it to
very
you on-
much, it's the sheriff and IT, right, pretty much?
And Joe.
You know, I wanna request you enter it at 5%, and then we can go down. You know, I think 3% is an embarrassment to our county, where the state and everybody else is doing 5, appraisal district doing 5, you know, where we haven't had a raise in several years. You know, I think, you know, and to enter it into the projections doesn't mean we're gonna take it, it just means that it'd be a good starting point.
No, I agree with you. I agree 100%. Anybody else? All righty. I guess everything went well. Guess we'll get the final numbers and we'll move forward on Friday. If there's nothing, can I entertain a motion?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Yeah, I got this.